The Austin Healey is an amazing automobile. I fell in love when I saw my first M, and in 1962, it was like this, driven with spirit. And to me, that's what sets Austin Healeys apart. Their spirit. They don't sit around in garages. Along with their owners, they get out and mingle. They're tough, and contrary to a lot of myths, they're also pretty darn reliable. That is, if you don't tinker them to death. Set them and forget them. Add the beauty of Jerry Coker's design to Donald Healey's drive, and you end up with one hell of a machine. Parked anywhere, they attract a crowd. Group them, and it's even better. I could go on and on about these cars, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to pass along a story of that Austin Healey spirit. With little resources, and even less availability of original parts, these guys set out to honor Donald Healey and the entire Austin Healey world by bringing back two of the earliest successes from the Bonneville Salt Flats. The Endurance Car of 1954, a rework of the 1953 record Bonneville run of a pretty much stock BN1, and the Streamliner. In 1954, it was a whole new approach in four-cylinder locomotion. Built for speed and looking the part, the supercharged four-cylinder power plant pushed the car to a bit over 192 miles an hour. And now, here's the Endurance Car of 2009, a recreation of that record-setting 54 car, and the 2009 Streamliner, the Marsh Classics recreation of that 50s beast. It's not only spot on, it's absolutely breathtaking, and it comes complete with the roar. So here's my story of the days the Healeys returned to Bonneville. In 1954, Donald Healey and his team created history at the Salt Flats with two very different cars. Could this modern-day team recapture and duplicate that effort, or would they even get the chance? Heading out to the Salt, it didn't look good on that first day. Rains and runoff had turned the Salt Flats into a salt lake.
I don't know what they do in a case like this. It's obviously pretty wet, that's for sure.
If we had any chance at all, the short course looks to me like it would dry out. Wait till about noon and try it again, go out and see what's going on. This first little bit right here, it's quite deep. Well, maybe I'll go back out and just look at the pits and see what's going on there. I didn't drive over that far.
While discussions were going on whether anyone would be allowed on the flats, tech inspections began, and I got a lesson in how things are run.
When they have the international meets, they stretch it out to 11 miles, but usually for the Utah Salt Flats Racing Association, we'll get about 9 miles of course. 5 miles is time. We have markers at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 miles. The cars that run under 200 miles an hour or so will be the 3-mile course. They can go the 5-mile course if they need to. The 5-mile course is for the faster cars.
Waiting on the road, I was impressed with the variety of vehicles brought out here to run, from motorcycles to one-offs. This is truly an amazing spectacle. And then the Healey team arrived. I had only seen a few photographs of the cars and didn't know any one of the people involved. But when I saw the Endurance Car for the first time, I realized no photograph could capture the soul of this vehicle, and I instantly knew that the Healey spirit that brought me here was shared by many. The Endurance Car was the first to go through the thorough inspection process. Steve Pike, the builder of the cars, assisted with the inspection, and Bruno Verstrade, owner of the Endurance Car, explained the car's numbers.
53 was not available anymore, neither was 530, so we took 5,300, and the Streamliner has 5,400, because that car came out on the Salt 54 the first time. Let's hope it's a lucky number. Apparently people are very symbolic about numbers, and they want to keep them, the ones they have them, they run them for years. That's why 53 was obviously not available anymore.
Okay, you take that to registration, and they're going to give you a log.
Once the endurance car had passed inspection, it was off to registration for Bruno, Joe, and Marco. And then it was time to unload the Streamliner. It can get dusty in the trailer, so a bit of cleanup is needed before the inspection begins.
Oh, you missed a spot in the back here. Big square spot right there. Look at that. Oh, jeez.
Since the Streamliner is projected to reach a much faster speed, the inspection process is a bit more involved. Safety measures are more plentiful, and the car is gone over with a real attention to detail by 2 inspectors this time.
I hope I don't break it.
Yeah.
It's good.
One over here. And you got another one up the front.
You're going to run out of poop before you stop.
Yeah.
You let it go back quick. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
The car passes inspection, and since no one is running today, it's reloaded into the trailer and taken back to the hotel. Remember that Healey spirit I was talking about? Well, here it is again, in the form of an impromptu parking lot party hosted by Team Healey. And if you can't run on the Salt and you've traveled halfway around the world, why not party? Especially with this many Healey enthusiasts in attendance. So with the help of volunteers, multiple souvenirs were made available. And Steve even allowed those who wished the opportunity to sit in the Streamliner.
You in? I hope so. Push yourself back on.
I'm just too big for this one.
Well, Steve, I should give it a try then, huh?
Well, you can if you think you can get in there.
And though more than a few found it a bit tighter than a stock Healey, it was still a genuine thrill to be able to sit in the cockpit and have their photo taken. This is amazing. Unknown to everyone enjoying themselves, Joe Jarrick and Charles Matthews of Team Healey came up with a plan to further entertain the crowd of Healey folks gathering in the casino parking lot.
2 o'clock. Yeah. Demonstration runs on the airfield. Yeah.
A deal was made with the Wendover Airport to allow low-speed demonstration runs of the endurance car on the tarmac. During World War II, the Wendover Airport was the home of the Enola Gay, the airplane that delivered the world's first atomic bomb. With its historic hangar as a backdrop, I spoke with John Chatham.
There's always somewhere in the world you ought to be. This weekend, this week, this time is here. If for healing, that is. And being involved with the cars all my life, I've raced in 21 different countries throughout the world. I still enjoy the old cars and so come along to support the boys.
When the Healeys arrived, they were unloaded and put into place. And then another photo frenzy began, with all the Healey folks in attendance snapping away in order to capture that perfect shot. And then it was Bruno's first opportunity to drive his car at altitude.
It's scary, you know, you paparazzi guys, really. Hey, well.
You got trucks down there with their lights on? Make sure you don't go past.
Wait for the GPS to go on.
GPS? You guys rely on that too much. You'll find his way back.
Sounds like mine.
Yeah, it's good. Idle's just like mine. With a couple of runs up and down the runway to the delight of the crowd, the signal was given to bring her in. Stand by your car, hold the motion, get in position. Don't forget to shake your hair when you get your helmet off.
Yes. You're supposed to do a backflip off the door. It's NASCAR tradition.
Oh, yeah.
And the discussion began as to how she ran.
Yeah, oh sure, that's right. Well, you got 26.6 for balancing, so I'm saying we converted through the ratios, just which we were going to do with the 32. Oh yeah, 32 miles per thousand in top.
Well, the run was good. Yeah, we might need to tune it a little bit, just for the altitude. So we'll probably lean it off a bit. And the boys are doing the salt off now, spraying that under for protection.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to get out there tomorrow and do some testing, some runs.
You got your finger over the lens.
Yes, I do.
A few last-minute photos are taken.
Now I got you. Okay.
And the cars are then loaded back on the trailers on their way to another secret location.